My grateful harvest arrived, so I have prepared some pages and borders to share with you right now. Hello, scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts. And today I'm very happy that I'll be sharing my Grateful Harvest designs that I have made with you. I didn't get the bundle, so I didn't have the project recipes. These are all from my head, from my very autumn leafy head. So let's take a look at what I've created. So this collection, Grateful Harvest, had an abundance, a plentiful supply, a cornucopia, if you will, of materials that we could use. And of course, that's where my inspiration came from. So I did use the designer paper pack. I also used the tone on tone paper pack, which I love because of all those wonderful plaids. It came as well with stickers, a sticker pack, and I have used almost all of them. I did use all the border ones, and then I've used most of these, and I have a couple that are ready with foam squares. I changed my mind where I was going to put them, but I will be using those, I am sure, because they are beautiful. Then I did use the matte pack as well. Some of them, as you can see, I've already cut, and I'll be using them more as embellishments than anything. So I used that. And then one of the little embellishment packs, I used the Grateful Harvest one that had the tractor and some of these other sayings. And I didn't use them all. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure which ones I did use. Maybe I didn't use any of these, but they're here and they're ready, and I have a few more papers left. So those come with this collection as well. And then I do want to share with you, I only have a few pieces of paper and some cardstock left. I did pull out the coordinating cardstock. So I have a few borders left. And then I bought 2 packs of the laser cut borders. And if you like to do double page spreads, you're going to want to buy both. You're going to want to buy 2 packs of these because there's only one of each design. They're beautiful designs, but there's only one of each. So if you want to make a double page spread, you're going to need 2. So go ahead and get 2 of the packs, the laser cut borders. I want to show you one of these because along with this collection came these punches. This little one, the acorn and leaf chain, I punched it out in a couple of different colors. But when I started building on the laser borders that came with the collection, I made a discovery. Some of you have maybe already discovered this. But once you punch out, when you use the Border Maker cartridge and you punch out this acorns and leaves, one of the borders is coordinated with it perfectly. You can just see how it fits right on top? The little acorns right there where that green design is. And then you'll see on the border that I made, or where I used it, I just added a little design to the top of the acorn so it looked a little more like an acorn. But I am very sure that this was a purposeful design by the artist because it matches perfectly. But there's only one of those in each pack. So you would have to get both of the packs, okay, if you want to do the extra borders. In addition to the Border Maker cartridge with the acorn and leaf chain, they also have this adorable little wooden wagon. And this is a reissue, this wooden fence. And so this wooden fence is available again. So it's a great looking little fence, and you'll see it in my pages. But the other thing I saw, one of the other advisors I saw had already punched out this little wagon. I punched out the wagon and then thought, let's see if it goes with the tractor we had last year, and it does. So that's another thing that you can use it for, and I actually did that in one of my pages, and I'm going to show that to you. So let me get these out of the way so I can show you my creations. Just have a few left. I decided to stop because I thought, well, I'll use some of these. I'll cut them into photo mats. I have a few here that are extra. But I decided not to use every single sheet because then I'll end up not having enough when I want to do more pages. And then these borders I can very easily pop on because they're simple borders. I can just put them on some of them on a piece of cardstock. if I want to do that, or write down on the page, you know, just to set them off. So those I will use later when I start putting in photos. So let's take a look now at what I've designed to show you. This first one is a single page, and I did that because these were the stickers that I had, and I only had one of each of the stickers. So I decided, or well, it looks like I'm lying to you, but I'm not. On the sticker pack, this had two of those same stickers, but I'm just saying I only had one set of these stickers that I was going to use. So I made a single page here. I used my decorative trimmer to make kind of a curved edge as a landing spot for these, for the little wheelbarrow and the pumpkins and so forth. And then I used our little sign that we had from, oh gosh, maybe the camping collections a couple of years ago. And these are stickers that I stuck on there, Picking in the Patch and Hayride. So I thought it would definitely be farm fun at this time of the year. We even do this kind of thing here in southern Florida. We have farmers that have pumpkins and hayrides and so forth for fall fun. So this is my single page. Let me show you some double page spreads. This first one is in that, what was it called? Not the designer, the Tone on Tone had so many of these beautiful plaids. So I made a double for pumpkin spice and everything nice. And they had these great stickers with the border stickers that had the pumpkin spice lattes and chai lattes and all of those wonderful things. And then I used this same textured paper as here to tie it in on this side. And then I just put I thought the blue looked really pretty on there. So here's my first one, pumpkin spice and everything nice. Okay, this next one became a project. The designers the artists created this wonderful paper that has the pie, like a cherry lattice pie on there. And I decided, oops, let me turn it so I can read it, and we know that's correct. I decided that I wanted to use the paper, this particular paper, to make a frame. So this one I cut, and I used the custom cutting system with the red blade. I used the red blade, and on this one I just cut it on the outside edge. You can see I cut that on the outside edge, and I did the same. Remove this, got foam squares there. Remove this. So then I did the same thing on this one with the custom cutting system red blade to make it look like the pie, and then I flipped over the other side. This one now you have the orange in the center, just the opposite, and I flipped over the lattice work. And then I got to looking at it, and I was thinking, perhaps I would like to do an extra crust on this, because see how it matches, but not exactly. I might just add some color in there, but I did go ahead and cut with the same custom cutting system, the inside and the outside with the red blade. This, I'm not happy with the color of this. I need to find a better baked crust color that I can use on that, but I thought that would really be fun to have the pies. And if you have watched my videos from last year, I really do like the pies. And I was thinking it's so nice that they had this paper. It would have been easier for me last year because I made this one with the pumpkin pie and used the custom cutting system here. And then because it wasn't available, I had to make my own lattice, which I just made out of crisscross of paper. And then to honor my brother's pecan pie that he makes, it's so delicious, then I made this one. But this was a lot easier pie to make, whether I use it with or without the crust. I think it's really going to be fun. You know, it can happen that I'll just end up putting pictures on where these edges are, or I might color it. But in any case, I think it's really fun. And it's just the opposite. I cut my frame, but I cut it a little differently this time on this one. This next one is all about leaves, the leaves and the pumpkins and the chrysanthemum blossoms that we get in the fall. So again, I use that our punch from the trail sign, and you put a couple more stickers on here. Here's that beautiful little fence, which is a little bit covered up in this, but you'll see it better in another one of my pages. But I really think that's nice. And I thought about putting photo mats, but instead I thought I'll do something a little different. So I just cut this down so that it would fit in here. And then I used the decorative trimmer. No, I didn't use the decorative trimmer. I used the 12-inch trimmer with a decorative blade. I'm pretty sure this was the Victorian blade, just to have an interesting little edge on it. But I thought that would be fun. And then I have all that, and you could make a collage of smaller pictures, or you could put larger photos in there. But it's very, very fall and very interesting. And of course, it's flexible. You can have your sign over here and maybe journal up in this side. So you draw your eye across the 2 pages. Okay, this one is cardstock based with enhancements now of this of the decorative paper. So I have a cranberry. This is the cranberry cardstock, which I use for mats on here. There's a piece of decorative paper underneath, and also it's on the cranberry decorative paper underneath. And then I added strips of the paper, designer paper as well. Popped up a couple of stickers on foam squares. Here's one of the mats that I cut in half, and this is one of the full mats. But then it still gives you room for 4 or more pictures if you want to put smaller ones on the sides. And this is on the hot fudge cardstock, and then this one is on cranberry. Very fall, very autumnal. Got my favorite flower on this one, the sunflower. That was just a beautiful little laser border that came with it. And then I used those same leaves, that same leaf paper that you saw in the last one. This is another one of the, I think this is, this is the designer paper. And, you know, I use a lot of top-loading pockets, so I left that open so I could use some of those borders I haven't used yet, and some of the extra cardstock and paper. Have my little pumpkin spice latte over here. And this is an embellishment, or is this an embellishment or a sticker? Let me see. It's a sticker. Okay, so this was a sticker, but I popped it up on foam squares again so that it can be, so you can put your picture, hang on, okay, there we go. So you can just slide your photograph right underneath it. You can do that ahead of time if you pop them up so that you don't block where your photo would be. Same thing over here. The photo can go right underneath there. Very fun. Oh, this one, another idea with the pies. Did I have it this? Oh no, it's this way. Okay, so this one, I decided that I wanted to have, this is a mat that I cut, and it was too wide, so I just cut off the ends, and then I put a couple pieces of pie here, a little piece of pie here. This is an old journal box that I had that had the same orange tones, and I used that. And because these pie crusts, a lot of them are made with wheat, I went ahead and put the wheat. This is a wheat laser cut border that came on there. And then the pie paper is pretty busy, but adding the pumpkin colored orange stock on there gives a little stage for the photos and kind of tones down the busyness. But there's some more. Okay, this is on the avocado cardstock, and this is the one that I told you about, where I added my this little punched acorn and leaves. I added that on top of this border, the laser border that came with it. Isn't that so pretty? And then you see the colors coming through in the punch, you know, that comes out, that confetti comes out. So you've got the color coming through, and then you also have the acorns, and you can see I just used a pen and just added that little texture top that the acorns have. Even our acorns down here in Florida have those. And then there's that fence, and I had to bring out one of my favorite punches, and that is the wheat. And it was reissued again. I use that a lot. I use it for flowers in the garden, and also for wheat. It's most appropriate here. And then I just picked up on the different shades of brown, added that yellow plaid to offset it, and I'm real happy with that. Again, it gives you a lot of space, big staging for for all of your photos. And my last page, so on this one, I decided to cut the frame. So I cut 1.5 inch frame on both sides and flipped them over. So, and then I used another old Border Maker cartridge because I wanted kind of a ribbon effect. So this one is called Mirrored Scallop Chain. So I used that, and kind of like a follow-up my last week using the chains to make frames. That's what I did here. picked up on the orange on here. So I cut out the frame, flipped over the interior, and then added the ribbons, just crisscrossed the ribbons. Gives you all of that area for your photos. Popped up some embellishments. This was a wreath, and I cut a circle with gold shimmer so that I could set that little wreath on it. Another little latte, some acorns, and then check this out because of my top-loading pockets. Then I have this. This is the flip side. So this is the other, the back of the paper. And then on this one, I don't know. I know this is called barbed wire, but I don't think of it as barbed wire really. I think it's just really kind of a cool design. And even if you do think of it as barbed wire, that's okay, because a lot of our harvest we're talking about on the farm, so that's good. It's honor our farmers. And then this I did in the gold shimmer. Same idea, crisscrossing the frames, but I really like that because I love to make these frames with the 12-inch trimmer. And there you go. And that's it for the pages. So now let me show you my borders. I'm going to use the back. Let me just mention this. I've mentioned it before, but just in case you've never heard that. This paper that comes with our paper packs, this is photo safe. So you can always use the flip side. If you're filling a page and layering and mitering it, you can use this side, but then you also can use the flip side. So you have another piece of, it's not as heavy as cardstock, but you can certainly use it. Okay, so there's some very simple borders. And what I like about these with the autumn leaves, because I did not put any verbiage on it, so it can be, these could be horizontal or vertical. And I do have this ready, popped up on foam squares. I didn't put it on yet because I'm not sure if I want to use them as horizontal or as vertical, but I have that as a possibility for this border, for these two borders. And I also have it for these two borders, and these were just stickers. These were sticker strips, and then I cut some of the blue paper and then also some orange. So the base is orange. So this is three layers here. We have the orange, then the blue, and then the leaves, because that blue really offset those leaves. I thought that was pretty. And again, these can be horizontal or vertical. They'll work either way. Once I commit and I put words on it, then it'll have to be one way or the other. But that's another way to do it, have it as an option so you're flexible with it. So it's all about the pies, plaids and pies. What could be better? And again, because there's no wording on this, these could be horizontal or vertical. Trying to be a little more flexible. This is the back of that blue paper. The blues, particular tones of blue that the artist used with these are very complementary to the colors that are on these pages. But this one has to be pretty vertical because it's like a totem of the pumpkins. I just love it. I love all the different colors. And I did put it on the plaid. I know it's a little bit busy, but I offset it with that green. And I just love it. I think that's a really cute look. The last two are individual ones. So this is where I use the tractor and that cute little wagon. And one of our, I think it's a Border Maker cartridge, has all these little pumpkins. I had saved all those little pumpkins, and I just kind of filled the cart with that. It could be pumpkins, apples, anything you would want to put in there. And then this was a little sticker I popped up, and there's that wheat again against the blue sky. These were just, how I organize all my punched confetti, and I just went into the one that had all the circles, and I got so it looked more like wheels on there. And that's that. But very simple, but I think really, really fun. And last but not least, on an avocado base, I have avocado base. Then I did an orange. I made it like a 1/4 of an inch smaller. And then I did this kind of gingerbready brown. I don't even know. Maybe it might be caramel. Caramel would work if you don't have this gingerbready brown. And then I added the laser cut border that had the avocados. These were stickers, and I wasn't happy that they didn't seem to stand out even on this lighter caramel color. So I just took my brown, the fine tip of my dual tip pen, Creative Memories pen, and just traced around the edges so that it would let the letters stand out a bit more. And pumpkin pie and apple pie, that's what we think about. Well, that's what I think about anyway. But there's that. And that's my last border, but I still have paper and mats and so forth left. So this collection has a lot of material, a lot of product for you to enjoy and enhance your pages. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you some good ideas to use this beautiful product. If you haven't ordered it yet, you need to get on it because some of the things are on when it says it's hot, that means they're starting to sell out. So you want to take advantage of that and get these beautiful things. They go beautifully with our Craptoberfest and with all the gorgeous cardstock colors that we have as well. And all your punches. Don't forget about all your punches that you have from the former fall things and things that will work. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. And if you could stop by my website, Linda Scrapbooking Station, see what I have going on there. And I'll have the address there on the video as well. And if you are interested in being an advisor, I'm telling you, the advantages are great. Whatever you buy, you get a percentage back. Even if you want to do it just not really as a gig for a job, but if you want to do it to help support your ability to scrapbook, that's really why the whole reason that I started it was to help support the fact that I want to document all of our memories. So if that's something you're interested in, click on that link and learn more about it. I have that in the description as well. So until next time, happy scrapbooking.